This time on Rock Up Racing, the team embarks on a challenging project, creating fiberglass molds for one of their mail-order Camaro body panels. Join them as they tackle the intricate process of shaping both the boot's outer and inner skins before diving into the art of carbon fiber fabrication. With limited experience under their belts, unexpected obstacles arise. Some they never saw coming. Welcome to Rock Up Racing.
I just know this is not iRacing C, all right? I've actually been doing some work on Friday.
Oh, that's the boot lid, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's the yellow stuff?
That's a different, it's a tooling resin, so it's got filler in it.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't, the other resins contract when they get hot.
Right.
That doesn't, because if that contracted, that would literally pop the mold out of the mold,
the
pop the
part
panel out of the mold.
Oh, wow.
So this is the finished result now of the Camaro boot lid. It's had all 4 layers of thick strand matting put on it. I had to do it in 2 halves. That's why you can see a different shade in it, in the colour, because it was such a big panel that I wouldn't have been able to put all 4 layers onto the panel without the resins going off. So, I mean, also it's got about 6 kilos of resin put in this now. So we done it in 2 halves. So it's all good. It all looks lovely. Time for a cup of tea.
I have a Christmas tree ornament.
So this is the mould of the boot lid. It does look like a salmon en croûte, which is a very nice meal. There's some salmon with a pastry surround. Very lovely. This is actually a Camaro boot lid. The boot lid is actually still in the mould. So what we've done, we've effectively made 2 moulds, as you might see from a previous video. We moulded the outside first, flicked it over, then gel coated the inside, and then made the mould of the inside. So what we're doing now, we're just leaving it under the heater for a little bit, just to let it go off a little bit more, because I was a bit concerned that it's not solid enough. So now we need to split the mould, which we'll do with a couple of wedges. Fingers crossed, the mould will pop off. Effectively, maybe not, if we've done it wrong. But I have all faith in my friend Tom, who helped me do this.
Oh.
And
That's your first mistake.
it should be fine. Cut. It's like ice. It's like ice going through. You know when you step on ice, and it cracks all the way across the lake. Not a good idea though. So I wouldn't advise it. But you can hear it crackling. And that's just popping. This was a good idea. These are actually dent poppers for a car. And what I want to do, if I can just pop that in there like that. she goes. Right. And we are under the heater. So it's so if anybody hasn't tried this method of popping a panel, this is quite a good idea. It kind of, sometimes if you're trying to split it, something, you don't want to scratch your gel coat. Oh, there she goes up.
I suppose using a chisel and smacking it in can do that, can't it?
Yeah.
You don't want to scratch it.
No.
If you scratch it, I guess then you can't. The carbon piece you're going to make is then going to be
Yeah.
not going to be as sort of nice as it would
Yeah,
be.
because, you know, it's all in the prep work. It's like anything. If you get all the preparation done right.
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. That's what they say.
Absolutely. Nice and easy. Take the time. It took ages to make this mould, so just make sure it comes out perfectly without any breakage or anything. Oh, there she goes. Let's get rid of these. Great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea. Shall we? There's the boot lid. And there's the inside of the mould. Absolutely fantastic. We've got to take the wax out that we filled the holes up with. The tape, because we taped up the holes. We didn't need the holes because obviously it's going to be a carbon fibre for the racing car, so very happy about that. So here's the boot lid, all taped up. I'll take the holes up and everything because we didn't want the glass fibre to go inside because we'd never get it out of the mould then. So now we need to do is split this mould from the boot lid. So we're pretty much going to do the same thing, but unfortunately with this, you see, because your lip's in here, so the mould is actually the boot lid is actually sort of inset. So we need to find the best way to take it out, which will be that split at that corner there. I think.
Oh yeah, it's raised a little bit.
It is raised, yeah. So. See, it's actually started to come out there. Now, fingers crossed, this is just going to pop straight out.
A lot of this video is going to be you just pumping this thing.
Sorry?
A lot of this video is just going to be you pumping these. Oh, fucking
It's caught on that lip. There's the boot lid. There is your mould for the outside of the boot lid. She is absolutely 100% not cracked, which is absolutely stunning. Really cool. Happy days. I can keep my job.
So I'm sure everyone is as interested as I am about the possibility of any issues we may have faced popping that out and why they would have occurred.
It takes so long to make a mould, and especially a double mould, because, I mean, first of all, you've got to treat this. So we've got to put some release agent on this first. So, and if you don't put enough release agent on, it could get stuck in the mould. You know, so that is a couple of hours just putting layers of wax on, and we've got some easy lease and stuff like that. Let that go off. And then we put the gel coat on, and the gel coat has to be put on twice. The gel coat's got to go off first. So it actually takes half a day to actually gel coat it. Now, if you haven't put your release agent on properly, and then you put your gel coat on, it could get stuck again. Or your gel coat, and then obviously when you start, you put a couple of layers of fine matting fiberglass on first. If the gel coat's not gone off properly, your matting might not adhere to that fiberglass, so that could be a problem. So when you're splitting it like this, everything could split instead.
I see, yeah.
So, and then once that matting's gone off, then you put 4 thick layers of matting on, which takes hours. So theoretically, to do 2 molds would take a week. It's a whole week to just get to this position now, where nice little trim up. It's just lovely little bit of skimming around here. This is ready for carbon fibre now, which is the exciting part.
Yeah.
So, hopefully later on today, but might even be able to start carbon fibre in the bootlet, which will be the first panel finished. Nice for the Camaro.
Just like that, we have both the outside and the inside done for the molds, ready to go. So what's the next plan, Paul? What are we doing now?
Theoretically, we're just going to clean the edges up. Just getting where the gel coat's literally gone over. Just clean these little edges up. Clean the actual flange up. I love the flange.
Clean the flange.
We need the flange to do the infusion because we have to bag the whole thing to make a vacuum. So we need extra on the mold to do that. So it's just cleaning it up, really.
So Paul, the old carbon is quite tricky to cut, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially cut straight, because it's always moving around. You never know where you are.
Yeah, it's quite flexible. Look, as you can see.
You never know. But there is a trick.
Brand new sexy roll, but we've got.
There is a trick Paul can show you all.
Perfection there.
We don't like them because they make your parts look a bit.
Even though this is actually not going to be seen, I still like to be had it all proper. But there's a little trick you can do. So if you get one strand and you pull it, and you cut that line, you know.
To the naked eye, you might think that isn't
actually
straight, but that is absolutely as straight as I come.
Yep, I know.
What are we saying then?
Well,
say something that can't go on YouTube, that Charlie can watch on the plane and piss himself laughing.
Oh yeah, Charlie's off to New York, isn't he?
You'll be watching this on the plane, Charlie.
New York, so good they named it twice. Charlie's going to go in New York with his hair flowing, and he's leaving his Charlie's Angels behind to keep up the momentum of the production. They're all right though, because they're all clean.
So we're in the little room, just preparing this mold because this is where it's this is where it's the warmest.
Oh, we've got quite a while till we do resin, haven't we?
So what's this? What is this you're putting on here?
Wax. This is the release agent.
It's carnauba wax, harvested from the carnauba tree.
Is it?
It is actually, yeah.
Show us the can. Let's have a look.
I'm not trying to cook my head.
Miracle gloss. Very nice.
Make sure you don't burn the back of your head.
So
it takes 4 coats.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time you use the mould, you use a lot more.
Yeah.
At least. And then apparently the mould becomes seasoned. You know, like yeah. But like you cast iron.
This is 3K.
Oh, Paul is on it, look.
I'm pulling the toe out. We videoed this bit already.
So it's 3,000 strands per toe.
Yeah. And the thicker stuff is 12k.
So this is where getting it all in straight is like
Just
the...
pull the middle a little bit.
Like that?
A bit more. That's it.
There you
Can we do some spraying? You know how you do.
Go on, Tom. You're in charge.
go. Yeah, that off before it goes back down.
Say that again, mate.
That's right, just the fluff off there before you flip it back over. Beautiful.
All right, Tom.
Yeah, boy.
Happy with that?
Let's get laid.
You seriously need to. This is the easy peel.
Yeah, it stops the other stuff sticking to the carbon.
What's this stuff, Paul?
The flow media.
Okay. So
This allows the resin to flow.
it's a different
Yes.
flow mesh.
Yes. This is knitted flow mesh. It's slightly more knitted.
knitted.
Yeah. We'll give it to someone that knows what they're doing and they'll make a jumper.
I'd love that. Can we get Christmas jumper out of it?
Papers, but it's also got a luxury leather interior. So like, what's
that
the
work?
point? Go on, tab people.
What is this tube called?
Spiral tube.
Spiral tube. So this is going around the edge. It's perforated, so the resin can get through.
Look at that.
It can make its way around the part a lot easier.
That's another one.
So that goes all the way around here. So at one end we're going to have the resin going in,
And then cut the end there. And,
and
then
at
stick
the
another
other
one in
end,
there. This
the
is
vacuum.
horrific now, aren't they?
Yeah.
so it will just go around the whole thing,
Another tab.
Yeah, just tab
suck the
tab
resin
end.
around it, infuse it.
Make sure you touch it on the black side.
Why does it always go quiet?
This is the hard bit. Charlie's filming.
Everybody's like concentrating.
Here we go. That's like no vacuum whatsoever. Is that leaking out here or something? That lid on? Oh no, the lid's not on properly, is it? Or is it?
Yeah.
Is that not meant to get in? There's no way that popped it.
That was that.
It's got to be, isn't it? Are you sure that's right?
Yeah.
I feel right. It's got to be, isn't it?
The electric just tripped on.
Yeah.
That's correct. Gone in. Hang on.
Okay.
Doing something now. Still a big leak, though, isn't there? I know, it's taking its time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
There is a lot of air in there.
Still not perfect.
No.
Let's go in,
there's a
then,
leak
isn't
there,
it? So you
isn't
can
there?
hear the leak, can't you?
There's a big leak somewhere. So we've just done the vacuum bag, and I'll tell you what, we're not going to get a better vacuum than that. There was a few corners that were just letting a bit of air out, but I think we've covered everything. You get some little nicks in it, like the bag gets caught on some corners or whatever, so then you find a nick, so you just put the tape over it to cover it, and vacuum completed it, mate.
Doesn't get any better than that. No better than that. Don't zoom in too closely, Charlie. We know we're not. You're a little cheeky, aren't you? Being cheeky today, Charlie.
So we want 300. So that's 1206.
Imagine how much of this you're going to have to mix up when we epoxy our floor, Paul.
Yeah.
Get rid of this and slow, isn't it? Yeah, 5 past. What's that? It's a little bit, it's not going there, is it? Maybe it's not on the bag properly. So the resin's gone exothermic, it's cooked itself and set.
Unfortunately,
what we could do is just
before it's finished.
Yeah, but we're okay. What we need to do is make sure the lines don't go off.
That smells so bad,
It does, doesn't it? It's a fire risk as well. It's a good job we're all here.
Wow, look at it now, look at it in there. That's so cool. It's congealing.
Oh wow! We're gonna have to cut the pipe out, aren't we?
Yeah.
But I hope this pipe's not
We'll have
gonna... The stuff in the pipe, hopefully that won't set. So what's happened? We've clamped the other resin as exotherm, so we've just clamped it off. We'll leave it actually running. See if we drag it through. We watched a video showing that you can re-infuse the bit that's dry.
Yeah.
So we'll come back in the morning and do that if it hasn't suddenly gone through by the morning.
I mean, it is still pulling through. It is slowly moving, but I think by the time it's gone off, you know, there will be a little bit left in this corner to do, but we'll do that in the morning, and at least we'll be able to save the panel.
So it's the next day. The part isn't fully infused, which is what we expected, because the resin has exothermed and set before it's got the channels to fully cross.
Yeah, there was a couple of discrepancies here. I think we used the flow mesh. We used this new flow mesh, which is a lot smaller than the flow mesh we've used before.
Yeah.
So that slowed it down, I think, too much. So that's because it's quite a big panel.
We also had quite a big batch of the resin, and we've got direct heat from this light, haven't we? So
we switched everything off.
lots of things that could have gone wrong.
Did go wrong.
So we've put a new tube there. We've pulled the vacuum again, and we're going to see if we can infuse the final part and save it. But, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Here we go. My prediction of it moving quickly wasn't the case.
No.
It's going, man, isn't it?
It's going. The thing is, I think it's because it's gone off. We've already infused it, so it has to find a path.
Yeah. So that video did say that we should put a new piece of flow mesh in there, but I kind of assumed that we were putting it on the old one, it would go straight in. Yeah. But oh well. We'll see how this turns out then. The new resin slowly working its way across the dry parts of the layout.
While the outer skin undergoes the infusion process, Paul turns his attention to crafting the intersection. Once both carbon fiber panels are complete, they will be carefully bonded together, creating an incredibly strong yet lightweight component.
He marks it with a pen so you can see that it's actually moving.
Okay, I'll set it up out here now. As you can see, off the scale, I can't believe I had one tiny hole in it, and that was in the bloody just a stupid little crease, but it's not leaking. It looks brilliant. I'm well chuffed with that. So it's all there, all good, mate. All right, folks, little update. Panel's now finished. It's all been infused again. This area here, if you remember, seen the previous video, we run out of resin because I think it was this flow mesh we have in it. It's too small. It's a big panel. So it started to cure before it sort of ended. We hit the rest of the panel. So not a problem. I think we've saved the panel. We've done another infusion just in this area here. And it looks okay. Fingers crossed. Okay, update. She's nearly done. Just this corner to do, really, and a little bit round some of the edges. But that's like this here, you see. But you can just see, I don't know if you can see that, she's still coming through, so hopefully in the next half an hour she'll be done, but it's looking okay, I think. You can just see you can still see the resin going in. Look, the bubbles are going down the tube. I had to just do a quick mix because I was running out. So it used a lot of resin, this mould. But you can only mix a certain amount because the pot life is only sort of 20 to 30 minutes. It says on the instructions, so we'll go with the instructions and hope for the best. So apart from that, look at that carbon fibre coming through. Lovely jubbly. Alright folks, a little update on a Friday morning. Excuse my throat, I think I've got a bit of a frog in it this morning. So, boot lid. As you can see, we're carboned up. Like a little mark there, but that's okay, because this is going to be wrapped. So, I've just got to trim the edges up. Plonk it on the car. Look at that though. It's not too bad, is it? Not too shabby for a Friday morning. Happy days. Rear boot. It's trimmed up. I haven't trimmed it 100% because I just want to bond in the inner panel first before we give it the final trim, just to make sure it's all nice and supported when I cut it. This obviously was the repair we had to do. That's fine. This is just residual. That will come off. You got to remember, we're going to wrap the car anyway. So at the minute though, it's a little bit flexible, but until that inner panel goes in to give it some support, it will be like that. The repair, we do believe, I think personally, this was the problem. So this is the new flow mesh that we used. Very fine stuff. This was the original that we're using, which is a lot thicker, which I'll show you on the inner panel that's in the hot room at the minute. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to throw it away and not use that anymore and stick to Old Faithful. Inner panel. Okay, I've debagged it. It's just not 100% hard at the minute, so it's under the heat lab. It's going off a lot better now. So lunchtime, I should imagine I'll take the flow mesh off and crack it out of the mould, which would be nice to see. As this one, you see, bigger flow mesh, and it flowed in really well. Not much resin left as well in the pot, so we got our measurements right on that one as well. So let it go off and see what it's like lunchtime.
With the outer boot lid trimmed and prepped for bonding, attention shifts to the inner panel, now in its final stages of curing. Once the two are joined, it will mark a significant milestone for the team, proving that this ambitious challenge is well within their reach. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and join us next time when, with any luck, the team will unveil their first fully finished body panel for the Generation 2 Chevrolet Camaro.